Obviously not to this extent, and I think the ceiling that Alex Eala has is obviously that much higher. And I'm going to bring in a little boxing here because my dad wanted me to be a boxer, but I chose tennis. But Manny Pacquiao,
good call.
Manny Pacquiao, we saw him when he, was at the top of his game. And alongside Roger Federer, he actually had more prize money.
Are not holding anything back right now. There is no hesitation, no careful wording, no attempt to soften the message. They are being direct, bold, and completely unapologetic in what they are saying. And what they are saying is this: Alex Eala is the most famous player in women's tennis today. Before Indian Wells Open has even begun, before the draw has even been revealed, the entire conversation in the tennis world is already centered around one name, Alex Eala. From current players to legends of the game, the message is consistent across the board. Everyone is pointing in the same direction. Everyone is saying the same thing. Alex Eala is the biggest name in the WTA right now, and it is time for the sport to fully acknowledge that reality. But the experts didn't stop there. They went even further, placing her above players who spent years building legendary careers and leaving lasting marks on the sport. Ana Ivanovic, a former Grand Slam champion, made a statement that stunned everyone in the room. She said that Eala has already reached a level of fame and recognition that many icons took an entire career to build. And she made it clear this was not criticism of past legends. This was respect. This was recognition of something new, something rare, something the WTA has never seen before at this scale and at this speed. Then Ivanovic raised the stakes even higher. A former world #1 and champion of French Open, she compared Eala's influence in tennis to what Manny Pacquiao did for boxing at the peak of his career. That is not just praise, that is historic. According to her, Eala is not just competing, she is pulling the spotlight of the entire sport toward herself. She is making the world pay attention. And if she continues at this level, there may be nothing that can stop her rise. The top of women's tennis is no longer a distant goal for her. It is a destination she is already moving toward with every match she plays.
So I think that if Eala, can keep doing well with her tennis, who knows? The sky's the limit on the court, off the court. I mean, she could be rolling.
What makes this story even more powerful is that experts are not only talking about results. They're talking about who she is as a person. They are highlighting the way Alex Eala carries herself with humility, with respect, and with a genuine love for the game. Even after major victories, including her win over Iga Swiatek, she has remained grounded. There is no arrogance, no ego, no sense of being overwhelmed by the spotlight. Instead, she handles fame the way the truly great athletes do, with grace, calm confidence, and a sense of balance that makes people trust her and connect with her even more. That combination, elite performance and authentic character, is incredibly rare. It's something the sport has been searching for. And somehow, Alex Eala has it naturally.
I remember last year when she beat Iga Swiatek, and she kind of did it with a lot of grace and humility, and it was really, for me, it was terrific to see her take that match and watch her play after that and watch her try to continue to progress, because I like her game. Obviously, she wants to get better than where she is.
Then came a strong voice from someone who understands the game at the highest level. Sam Querrey stepped forward and made a statement that left no room for debate. He said Alex Eala is the biggest draw in the WTA right now. Not one of the biggest. Not part of the conversation. The biggest, period. According to him, she has reached a level of attention and excitement that no other player on the tour is currently matching. Every time she walks onto the court, something changes. The atmosphere shifts. There is an energy that cannot be created artificially. It cannot be forced, it simply exists and it belongs to her. Querrey went even further. He suggested that some of the top players in the world, including stars like Aryna Sabalenka, are very aware of what is happening around Eala. These are champions, players who have won the biggest titles in the sport. And yet, the level of attention and fan energy surrounding Eala is something even they cannot ignore. It is real. And it is impossible to overlook.
Biggest draw in women's tennis right now.
Yes.
Is she bigger than Sabalenka? Is she bigger than Coco?
Dude, it's crazy. She's having the same effect that Fonseca was having, like, on the men's side last year in Miami.
It's like Fonseca, but I think it's bigger than Fonseca.
It is, yeah, it is.
Like, the Doha, like, crowds were insane for her last week.
Yeah.
Correct.
She's definitely one to watch, obviously because she's so good, but just for the atmosphere. You want to tune into her matches just to see what it's like on the court.
There's got to be like a little jealousy maybe from some of the women, that girls coming in, she's not top 10. But
Now the story goes even deeper, because this is no longer just analysts talking. The players themselves are speaking up. Jessica Pegula shared what she experienced firsthand when she faced Eala at the Miami Open. And what she described was extraordinary. She admitted that she walked into the match completely unprepared for what she was about to see. The crowd was massive. The energy was intense. The atmosphere was electric before the match had even started. Fans were loud, passionate, and emotionally invested in every single point. Pegula used one word to describe it: insane. But she didn't mean it negatively. She meant it as the highest level of admiration. She wasn't complaining. She was witnessing something special. Something rare. Something historic. And she knew it. Pegula also pointed out something incredibly important. Whether it was Miami, the Australian Open, or tournaments in Dubai, Eala consistently draws the biggest crowds. Not occasionally. Not sometimes. Consistently. Across continents. Across events. Across the entire season. Fans are traveling specifically to see her. They are waiting in long lines just for a chance to enter the stadium. That kind of connection between a player and a global audience is extremely rare. And Eala is building it naturally, without any forced promotion.
Week after week, as she, has done well and established herself as a really good player on tour, they all come out to support her. And so I think we saw that in Australia when it was kind of overcrowded. They put her on too small of a court. We saw it here. You can hear it from the hotel. You can hear the crowd roaring, especially at night. So it's incredible.
The Australian Open made it clear to the entire world just how big this has become. The scenes outside the stadium during her matches were unbelievable. Huge crowds gathered. Lines stretched endlessly. Fans waited for hours, hoping to get inside. Many never did. They had traveled long distances, spent money, invested time, and still couldn't enter. But they stayed. They stood outside. They listened to the crowd from a distance. Because just being close to that moment still meant something. That is the kind of connection Eala has created. That is the level of impact she is having. And then came the voice that carries enormous weight in the sport. Novak Djokovic stepped forward. One of the greatest players in tennis history. A man who has seen everything this sport has to offer. And he made it clear Eala is the greatest tennis player the Philippines has ever produced. He also said she deserves full respect and recognition from the sport. But he didn't stop there. He openly questioned how tournaments have handled her scheduling and court placements, suggesting that they have not always reflected her true value and drawing power. When Djokovic speaks like that, the tennis world pays attention. Because this is not just an opinion. This is a statement that carries authority.
Things like that happen. I mean, you could argue that it was, maybe a poor schedule and maybe they could schedule him on a bigger court. Yes, but again, she's so young and she's just coming through. Eala, that's been a talk, and which is understandable. There's some players coming from respective countries, like she's coming from Philippines, which is now a big deal. She's been the biggest ever, tennis player from that country, which is a big country, and there's a big interest.
At this point, the message is coming from everywhere. Analysts, former champions, active players, even the greatest of all time. They are all saying the same thing. Eala is the next superstar of the WTA. She is the most talked about name heading into Indian Wells. She is creating excitement before a single point is played. And when she steps onto the court, the entire world watches. Because that's what she does. She makes people watch. Now the question is yours. Is Eala truly the most famous player in women's tennis right now? Or is the hype moving faster than the results? When you hear comparisons to someone like Manny Pacquiao, does it feel justified or too early? And what about the atmosphere described by Jessica Pegula? Have you ever seen that kind of energy for a rising player? Let me know what you think. Is Eala the real deal? Or do we need more time before calling her the face of women's tennis?